Buenos dias.
Hola, buenos dias.
Good morning, guys. It's
So,
Estella here.
and Queen Bar coming in from the garage.
Yeah.
So we've had a rough morning again. But you know what? If we don't have a rough morning, then what
Is
are we
it even
doing?
a morning?
Yeah, what are we doing with our lives? We are gonna try to record our second episode. Well, it's gonna be interesting because I actually only overread this episode, so this is the actual first time that I'm actually gonna listen to.
Like the whole thing?
Yeah.
Because you just kind of read like a little bit of the story, like a news.
I read a news article and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting. So I'm gonna tell Stella.
Because it's the guy that this happens to, he's from Houston.
So we're gonna go ahead and get started.
And welcome to Cafecito Crime.
Cafecito Crime all the way.
We have our
coffees. Cheers. Cheers.
Yeah, we actually didn't finish it.
We didn't finish it this time. So we did have technical difficulties, but it wasn't that technical. Last time it was like hours. This time it was more like minutes, I guess.
Yeah, like half an hour maybe, the most.
Yeah. So it is our second episode, but this time we are going to take a picture of everything.
So we don't forget how everything's supposed to be set up. Tell them what happened. Lo que te pasó.
So...
Was it Wednesday en la madrugada?
En la madrugada el Wednesday, about 2 o'clock, my son said that he wasn't feeling well. So I heard and I said, get up and go to the restroom.
What time?
It's like 2 in the morning, maybe like 1:32. So I said, go to the restroom. And I was like, hey, do you want water? So I gave him water and he's like, okay. And then I hear him gagging. So then when I heard the gagging, I'm like, run to the restroom. So he runs. His room is right in front of the restroom. So when he was running, he's like, Mom, help me. So I'm like, okay. I get up, half asleep. I'm like literally tumbling over things. And so when I get over there, I didn't realize that he had vomited. I'm sorry if you don't like to hear about vomit, but I'm about to talk about vomit. He vomited in the inside of the restroom, like on the floor.
Like as soon as you enter the, like when
the
la
door,
puerta?
yeah, la puerta. Like right when the puerta goes in, and I literally bust my ass. Like I flew. Mind you, I'm asleep, so I don't even know if this is actual like happening or whatever. I'm trying to catch myself. I broke the door. I felt like
you slipped?
I literally bust my ass. Like I ate shit. Like
you slipped on the throw up.
Slip on the throw up. I kind of rolled around in it a little. I'm not gonna lie.
So it was a lot?
It was quite a bit. And the thing is, he wasn't like trying to get it into the toilet. Like he literally was trying to get it everywhere. Because he wanted...
As long as he didn't throw up in the hallway. As long as I feel like if he made it into the bathroom, he was like, okay, I can throw it up wherever.
I was just worried about him throwing it up in the room, like on his bed and stuff. Just try to like clean. I don't know.
But yeah, you have some gnarly bruises.
I couldn't put my shoe on, so I get my shoe on, and then I go to work and I tell one of the doctors there, and I said, "Hi, do you think that you can look at my foot? I really do think, because I thought something was broken, straight up." So then my husband, I'm screaming at him, Alex, come here, Alex, come here. And so he's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I just rolled around and vomit.
And hit myself.
I cannot move my toe.
So how many bruises do you have?
So I don't know. I have a few. The biggest one is on one of my arms, forearms, and then my foot, which is the one that I had the doctor check. And she's like, well, it looks like it's just really badly bruised. And the pain it was crazy, but
we're glad you're okay.
I don't know if I'm okay, honestly. I don't know
from that fall.
Life. Oh, okay. Yeah, from that fall. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how.
Other than that,
it was a gnarly week, but I think that I was looking forward to this. I'm excited. So hopefully we can actually, get this actually out there soon.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get started. Okay. So today's case is really sad. I mean, but they're all sad, really.
True.
Le pasó a este señor que he never did shit to anybody. He was just out there living his best life.
Honestly, I feel like they're all like that.
Y he just met with somebody that was greedy and wanted money.
I mean...
Y lo mataron.
Yo lo que digo es, si quieres dinero, like, just take it. Pero ¿por qué me matas?
Oh, wait, you have to see.
I know. I'm excited. So this case, like I told you before, I just looked it up and I kind of saw it. I read a little over it. And so I've never heard it. So I am actually
fully in detail.
I actually just read over it, and I'm so excited to hear it. So I cannot wait.
Jake Merendino. He was born on September 27, 1963 in Beaumont, Texas.
Hey,
Two parents, Irene Merendino and Charles Merendino, who had both passed away by the time that the case took place.
Well, at least they didn't see that their kid was suffering or something.
Yeah, that's true. He made his fortune by flipping homes because he had money. Right. He had money, and inherited a hefty amount from his parents who worked for ExxonMobil.
What?
Yeah. His mom. His mom Irene was a secretary, and his dad was a foreman for the ExxonMobil refineries. He was also an only child. I couldn't find any additional information. I know he had cousins and lots of friends, but he was an only child from what I could find.
Cool.
He loved to spend time with his friends, with his dogs. He'd travel all over the world. He was an art dealer.
Oh my
God.
Tenía dinero. That is so awesome, dude.
Yeah. He was described by friends as just a giant teddy bear. I mean, you've seen his picture, right?
Yeah, he looks like a teddy bearish kind of person. Yeah.
That he was kind, funny, and
Igual que yo, kind and funny.
And always had everyone laughing. He was just the life of the party.
Oh, like me.
We have no parties.
That's true.
So you're just... In June of 2013, Jake took a vacation to San Diego. You know, he was known to travel. So, agarró sus cosas, empacó, y se fue a San Diego. It was nothing out of the ordinary. He had gone there before. And it was there where he responded to a gay male. Because he was gay. Sorry, I don't...
Gay. Hey, you know what? We support everybody here.
He was gay. And he responded to an escorts ad. Mm-hmm. And met up with David Enrique Mesa. David and Jake spent some time together in his hotel, and they also met up for dinner a couple of days later.
Okay, so recap. He goes to San Diego, he sees this ad and an escort, and he has money, so he's like, let me get this guy out, and takes him out for a dinner and stuff, and they spend time together.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So Jake se acabó the vacation. He went back to Houston. And that same summer, because this was June of 2013 when he first met David, Jake flew out David to Houston so he could come and visit him and they could spend the weekend together.
Okay, I see that happening.
After that, Jake flew to San Diego one more time. Still the summer of 2013.
So I'm thinking in my head, he's kind of interested in this guy.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess... Sort of dating, I guess.
Sort of dating? Yeah,
yes.
You can call that dating.
Still, the summer 2013, Jake flew to San Diego one more time to go visit David. Their relationship developed over the next couple of years.
So just kind of like he would fly him in, they would see each other, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
They continued to date long distance. Jake bought David 2 cars, clothes, sent in money, paid for trips, and other expensive gifts. He even, I think I saw an article that even said that he was going to school for nursing. David was. So, él le pagaba las clases.
Oh my God. Basically sugar daddy style.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. So, at the time that Jake and David met, David was 24. He was a bodybuilder, a gay porn model, an escort, and that same year that he met Jake, David also got engaged to his 19-year-old girlfriend.
Wait, what?
Taylor Langston, which he had met and started dating when she was 16. And he was 21.
Gross. Here we go again. To recap again. They're dating each other. He's giving them money, sending the money for the school and everything. But now... he has a girlfriend, so he's not gay?
Tiene novia.
So he's bi?
No, he says he's gay for pay.
Stop it.
So la novia no sabe that he does this on the side. Y Jake Merendino no sabe. I mean, this has been going on for a couple of years now. Or the relationship lasted a couple of years. Pero Jake had no idea that he had a girlfriend. Y la novia no sabía that he was doing this shit on the side.
Pinche telenovela status, bro, for real. Novela.
Yeah. So he was soon leading a double life.
Straight up living a double life. But he was making money. I mean, you know what?
As long as you're not hurting anybody.
Exactly. That's what I say.
But that's not what happens in this case.
Oh my.
But he was dating her when she was 16. He was 21.
That's still disgusting. I can't deal with that. Like, dude, there's so many women out there. You have to get these babies. I don't know. I mean, pero también la mamá unta.
I couldn't find anything family, like his background.
No, la mamá de la muchacha.
Tampoco.
Like,
Ya
at
sé, pues por
16,
eso
like,
no encontré. A lo mejor no tiene familia, la pobre. I don't know. I couldn't find any additional information.
No, I know.
On her background, on his background, when they're growing up or anything like that. I couldn't find anything. So David and Taylor se comprometieron en 2013, in the fall of 2013. Now we're going to jump from that to a year later. And in September of 2014, Taylor found out she was pregnant.
No manches.
Jake and David met in the summer of June 2013.
Okay.
So it's been todo. I mean, they've been seeing each other casually. He flies them out to Houston. He'll go fly them out to San Diego. Le manda dinero, le compra cosas caras, le paga la escuela. All of this has been going on. And David got engaged.
And has a pregnant
girlfriend. Fiance. Yeah,
Okay.
By September 2014.
Oye, estas son chingaderas. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Chingaderas, for real. In the words of my sister. Mamadas.
Sí.
Mamadas. Okay.
Why?
Why? Okay, keep going.
Okay, so David, obviously he was getting all this nice stuff.
Yeah.
All these expensive shit. Mm-hmm. So David tells Taylor that he works for Jake. And that pero no le dice que se llama Jake. He names him George.
Well, what difference does it make?
I don't know. So he plays off all the gifts as payment for being George's personal assistant. And that he's doing some type of accounting work for him too. He also tells her that he spends so much time with him because George se está muriendo de cáncer.
Se pasa de verga, man. For real. Ya se pasó.
Okay, so le dice eso, like all this is going on, and that's how he explains all his time away when he travels. Y va a visitar a Jake y todo eso. Mm-hmm. So, ahora es 2015.
Okay. Pasan 2 años. No, sí, 2 años, 2 años.
Casi.
Pero para este tiempo todavía él sigue dándole cosas, la mujer también ya tuvo el baby.
No, todavía no, pero ya mero.
Ya se va a aliviar.
Ya se va a aliviar, yeah.
Okay, get it.
So it's 2015 and Taylor's due date is getting closer. And David starts telling people that George does not have long to live. Him and Taylor would talk about plans about what they would do when they got George's car. And by this time, Jake wasn't only just sending David money. According to court documents, Jake had also added David to his bank accounts.
No mames. In the words of my sister. Mamadas. Porque como chingados vas. Ay, porque la. Pero bueno, mira, ¿sabes qué? Yo no sé. But honestly, when you get involved, you catch feelings, bro. Like,
oh, Jake did.
He's probably like, I caught feelings and I'm going to give him everything I want to give him the world. I feel so bad for Jake.
Yeah, he seemed like he was a nice guy. So by this time, I feel like if you start telling people que este se iba a morir de cáncer, yeah. So it's obvious now, to me at least, that, okay, he planned que matarlo by this point.
Pues sí, porque ya
porque anda diciendo planes que va a hacer con el carro.
Con el carro and stuff? Like, what's wrong with you?
And it's one thing to say, oh, ya se va a morir de cáncer. Pero, like, how do you know? On April 30th, so this is April 30th of 2015, Jake was over in San Diego. Mm-hmm. And then Jake and David drove to Rosarito. So this is a resort town in Baja California. So it's not that very far off from San Diego, where David is from, or around the area. It's like a 48-minute drive from San Diego. So Jake and David drove to Rosarito, where he had purchased a $273,000 condo, and he was going to close on the deal. That's why they had
Jake.
Yes.
Okay, so then he's like, hey, I'm gonna close on this deal with this condo. You wanna come with me? So se lo llevo.
Porque supposedly they were supposed to live there together.
Ay, no me digas eso.
So Jay, I guess he thought, like, full-blown thought that they were in a relationship. They're gonna live together because he was planning to retire early and move there. A friend told True Crime Daily that Jake had spent some time in the resort town before and fell in love with it. So the deal for the condo was finalized on May 1st.
¿Cuánto costaba la casa?
The condo cost $273,000.
In California.
Baja California.
So it's
Mexico. The deal was finalized on May 1st, where Jake had listed David as the beneficiary of the condo in case of his death.
No mames. Está enamorado, pues. I mean, what can we do?
Since the condo was undergoing renovations, they checked into Bobby's by the Sea Hotel, which was not very far off from the condo. According to court documents, they spent some time together there, and David was seen leaving the hotel around 10:20 p.m., riding off in a motorcycle that Jake had just bought him in December of 2014. Around 1 to 2 a.m., Jake left the hotel too, where he told some of the hotel employees where he was going to go to help a friend that was stranded on the side of the road. Later that morning, okay, so now it's obviously May 2nd because he left his hotel like around 1 in the morning. So, by this time it was already May 2nd. At around 4 a.m., Jake's body was found during a routine police drive. His Range Rover was on the side of the road, and there was a bloody trail that led to the edge of the little cliff, like a ravine. He had been dragged and thrown off of it.
Pobrecito. Just to imagine, the biggest heart that he had and, buying this guy everything because he was in love. I'm pretty sure he was in love.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
He had been stabbed 24 times, and his throat had also been slashed to the point of almost decapitation.
But do you have to, do all of that? That's
exactly.
overkill.
Oh, for sure.
Do you need to slice his throat like that? Bro, seriously?
I mean, I'm not trying to say, can you just have stabbed him? Did you have to slash his throat?
Exactly. I think that's what I'm saying. It's overkill. Calmate.
Pero también 24 times? Did you need to stab him 24 times?
But what I'm saying is, le tenía, coraje, he was mad at him.
Es que Jake he was big. He was over 6 feet.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
320 something.
At the pictures of him, just we saw the way I found him was on Google, obviously, so you can definitely look him up, and he is a big guy.
Yeah,
he's a big guy. I wonder if I don't know, maybe he fought back and he had to
that's true,
maybe. I mean, but 24 times.
But I guess he needed to make sure that he was dead.
Pero amiga, tanto, it's too much.
Do you think he was trying to make it seem like it was something else?
Like somebody, a random murderer walked by and slashed his throat or something?
Yeah.
You think so?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
And then I don't know. This is crazy. He didn't have to kill him like that.
He didn't have to kill him at all, but especially not like this.
You're right. But I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe if you would have, stabbed him once. I don't know.
But for him to die?
I don't think.
I think you have to make sure, because no lo podía dejar vivo.
Pues sí, I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that I think it's overkill. You didn't have to slice his throat like that.
That's what I'm saying. To the point of where, when do you know that he's dead? Aquí está muerto, ya nadie lo va.
I don't know. Because you're how do you know if he's dead? I mean, bitch. I mean, if you stab him 12 times, pero 24, God, you went a little bit overboard there.
So, I mean, obviously the people of the town were like, what the hell? That type of shit never had happened there. It was supposed to be a safe town for a lot of Americans living there. So initially the police and investigators thought that it was a robbery because Jake, was known to wear, he had a real expensive watch collection. So,
I mean, the man had money.
He drove a Range Rover.
So, I mean, it makes sense why they would think it was a robbery.
Initially.
But you're going to rob somebody, you're going to stab them and run one time. You just want to pendejarlos, and then run with the stuff. I don't know. I don't rob. So I don't know.
I've never robbed
anybody. But I'm just saying, in my mind, what I see on the movies and stuff, I don't, and a lot of First 48, thank you very much. I mean, it seems like you would want to pendejarlos a little bit and then run with the stuff. You don't have to stab them. I mean, if I'm the cops, I don't know. I guess they're just trying to figure out what happened, right?
Since Jake was an American killed in a foreign country, the FBI got involved. So they found Jake, RIP. He gets RIP.
No, he gets a lot of RIPs. All the RIPs that we can find.
Days. I think I saw one article that said 3 days, but I saw a couple of more articles that said closer to 11 days after Jake's death. A handwritten will by Jake gets sent to a lawyer in Galveston, Texas to get probated, which, probated just means that, it's a legal procedure by which a deceased person's last will and testament are offered to the court for court to open an estate and for the court to appoint an executor or administrator as the case may be. So this will, handwritten by Jake, was in the little notepads in a hotel, the stationery.
He's not that smart. Yeah, stationery.
Yeah, the stationery, the hotel.
Yeah,
that's where the will was written. The will read, I, Jake C. Merendino, leave everything to David E. Mesa. His estate at the time was $1.3 million. It was signed by Jake and dated December 21st, 2014. So, was this a Christmas present? Porque lo mató May 2015. He wrote the will December. So a little, like, almost 5 months before.
Yeah.
How did he get him to do this? That's the thing. Jake already had a will in place that was prepared in 1998.
Yeah.
So when this will came out of nowhere, red flags. All the red flags. Because they had never heard of this person before. And if Jake already had a will in place, why had nobody heard of this will up until after he died?
Wow. This is crazy.
Because wouldn't he have submitted that will to his lawyer then?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he wrote that, so he was probably like...
And he signed it.
Yeah. So he was probably like, oh, well, let me write this little... let me get him to write this will. Like, David was probably like, oh, let me get him to write this.
But I wonder how that conversation went.
I know. That's crazy.
Like, oh, I love you.
Are you going to leave me everything? Like, is that something...
Can you just, like, write it down
like,
right now?
Wow. That's something that you're, like, thinking about. Like, okay... So,
Lo amenazó. I'm going to leave you if you don't write this down, something real quick. I just need to know that,
You love me?
That you love me and that you would want to take care of me if something ever happens to you.
But I'm
Porque estaba enamorado.
Pues sí, yo entiendo que estaba enamorado, but I'm going to be like, bitch, work your own fucking money. That's my shit.
Ya le da dinero. I mean, he's not even working.
What else do you want? Like, that's my deal. Like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Mamadas, te digo.
Mamadas. Puro pinche desmadre.
In the words of my sister.
So when the will was, salió a la luz, they're like, okay, who is this David? I mean, they have no suspects at this point. They're like, okay.
Let's look him up.
Let's look this hoe up.
Yeah.
Mamadas.
Literal
hoe.
Literal. Sorry, guys, but literal hoe. Like, literally, he is a hoe.
Now, couldn't find exactly when investigators first questioned David, but I did find Taylor.
Okay.
Because...
Yeah, remember, guys, she was pregnant.
She was pregnant. She was, like, about to be due by this point, okay?
Yeah. No, tiene como 5 años pregnant la mujer. Like, she's been pregnant forever.
No, she hasn't.
I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, like, I feel like I keep asking about her.
I'm getting there. Okay. So it's early June when Taylor gets questioned. She's about ready to pop, right? And she tells investigators that she and David were with the friend named Joe in Tijuana that night of the murder. So investigators are like, okay, cool. They track this friend down. His name is actually Jose Aguilera. That Jose Aguilera said he hadn't seen them in years, and they had never even been to his house. He also told them that David had called about a week before and told them to lie to the police.
Pinche estúpido. Hey, so just lie to the police if they call you. What the fuck?
Just lie to the FBI. It's no big deal, No big deal. Just say that I was there. It's okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, let's do it.
So after this, obviously, that happened in June of 2015. The FBI continues to dig into David and Taylor for months. By December, they finally had enough to arrest them both, close to 8 months after the murder. And they had recently just gotten married right before.
Okay.
So ya se casaron.
Okay.
So Taylor had given birth already by this point.
Finally,
the baby was, I think, around 7 months.
Uh-huh.
And she was taken away by CPS.
At 7 months. Oh, pobrecita.
She posted bond, which was like $50K. And then a juvenile court judge returned the custody to the baby to her. So pretty much they gave her bond because she was nursing. She had just had a baby,
Okay, which is fine.
Now I'm going to go into Taylor and how she was involved in what she ended up being charged with.
Okay.
So the early morning of the murder, Taylor was in Baja California too. Her exact location is not known, but according to FBI files, she was seen crossing into the U.S. at around 4 a.m. Later that evening, at around 7 p.m., she is seen with David on surveillance at the Bobby by the Sea Hotel. So this is the hotel that he and Jake had checked into because the condo wasn't ready.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
So they went and they took some of Jake's things, a $15,000 Rolex, his iPhone, an iPad, and a laptop. Those were later recovered at the couple's apartment.
Bitch, my question is, what the fuck are you doing all of that at 39 weeks or 38 weeks pregnant? Go sit the fuck down instead of stealing.
Like, you didn't think she was, like... Aren't you afraid you're gonna go into labor or some
yeah,
shit?
Like, what the hell? Like, go sit the fuck down somewhere. Like, you just don't think... You go make a fucking nursery or something. Like, don't fucking go and steal from people. Pinche pendeja. Like, what the hell?
Taylor's lawyer argued in court that Taylor was abused by David, and she lied about their whereabouts the night of the murder because she was scared of him. And to back this up, documents were presented showing that David had been arrested for battery on January 18th, 2014.
I feel bad because I feel like I understand where she was coming from. You know what I mean?
If that was the reason.
If that was the reason, yeah.
She pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice on February 2017, and she was sentenced to 21 months in federal prison. She was ordered to surrender on July 21st, 2017. And I read on one news source that the baby was taken care of by David Mesa's dad, so the baby's grandparents. So see, I don't know where her family was in, or if they were here or not. So now David. Now when David was arrested back with Taylor, he was not released on bond. So he went on to tell investigators that he wasn't planning to kill Jake. That when he rode back into Mexico, because remember how earlier I said that he was seen leaving the hotel and went back to his apartment in San Diego?
Yeah.
Well, when he came back, he says that he came back into Rosarito to get the condo key from Jake and to steal Jake's stereo equipment out of his Range Rover. What is this, fucking 1999?
What the fuck? Out of the Range Rover. Okay. Okay. So that's what he went back for, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No lo iba a matar. Lo iba a robar.
Even though he gives you everything. He gives you everything. You don't have to work. You don't have to do nothing. All you do is just you're gay for pay. But you're going to tell me that you need his stereo out of his Range Rover? What the fuck is wrong with him? That's so stupid. Like, that's so stupid.
Like, he didn't have said le ibas a robar un watch. No,
like,
well, tampoco, because, like
he
you said...
He buys him everything.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need? He bought you a fucking motorcycle. Like, what do you want?
2 cars.
2 cars.
Trips, clothes, money. He's on his fucking bank account.
Like, what do you want from him? Why are humans so fucking greedy? It's crazy. This is some stupid shit. Like, please tell me.
They're not very smart.
Yeah, I can see you're not a nurse.
No, you're not very smart. You're not a good criminal either.
You're not a good criminal. At least get your lies a little bit better. Like,
at least get your lies in order. At trial, so it was never like a question of if he had done it, right? Everybody knew he had done it. It was just trying to prosecutors.
That was my question. Like, that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, okay, so at what point do they find out, you know?
At trial, the prosecution was trying to prove that David crossed back into Mexico with the intent to kill Jake. And the motive was that he wanted to enjoy. I mean, to me it seems, and I'm along the lines, I'm sure for them too, that he wanted to enjoy Jake's wealth without Jake being around. You know, his fiance was about to give birth. They were engaged. They were going to get married. He wasn't going to be able to keep living a double life.
I was about to say he wasn't going to be gay for pay anymore.
He couldn't. There was no way.
No, because
with the new baby.
With the baby, and he was going to have to be there for
and especially if
Taylor.
She didn't know.
Según. Según.
At this point,
yeah.
So, I'm sorry, I made a typo on my notes.
What does it say? Che pendeja. A ver. Constantial. Huh? Her notes say constantial. C-U-M. Stantial. This hoe. Okay.
Circumstantial.
No, it says constantial. This is hilarious, bitch. You're so stupid. So constantial.
Constantial evidence.
Constantial evidence. Okay. It is what it is. I don't know what you were thinking about, sister.
Stupid auto. Correct.
Autocorrect. Yeah.
It didn't even like prop up, you know, cuando están the little red lines abajo.
No. Does that mean that somebody actually wrote that before? Constantial?
I don't know if I just didn't pay attention to it.
No, maybe.
I probably deleted it by accident because I know I had circumstantial on there.
Bro, but honestly, like, sometimes I'd be wondering.
What?
Constantial?
Constantial.
That's hilarious, dude. Toma el café porque está cabrón aquí.
So David had sent, besides telling Taylor that, what they were going to do with Jake's car and that they were going to...
So this is planned, premeditated, basically. Like, he planned this to kill him that day.
Yeah, obviously. You're just not going to send all that shit or say that if you're just going to rob his fucking stereo.
I thought that he was going to rob the stereo.
See.
Yeah,
So, also, David sent messages to Taylor implying that soon, they'd come into a substantial amount of money. I mean, I mentioned it a little bit before. So, before the murder, one of the messages said, and I quote, "Very soon we will have more than we could ask for. And it's just going to be us. It will all be over soon and it will all be worth it." End quote. So the prosecution also presented the following in court. David was put at the scene of the crime because he was pinged by his phone. There was also video surveillance that showed David wearing different clothes when he crossed back over the border to San Diego around 4 a.m. The handwritten will, first of all.
Pinche pendejo, like, let me write this real quick. So, but my question, was it handwritten by Jake? Okay. So it was Jake's writing.
Yes,
Okay.
It was his writing and signed. The dumbass, David, was also, according to his Google searches, David was looking up news sites and the most wanted list to see if he was suspected of Jake's murder. Pinche pendejo.
Pinche estúpido. What the hell's wrong with him? No, I'm literally, I'm in shock that he's that stupid.
Yeah. So, after the murder, too, this was after now.
Yeah.
He left Taylor, kind of sent her, weird messages, or he left her a voicemail that said, "I honestly feel like shit with myself ever since I did that."
Okay. Ever since you did that. Okay.
"I hated myself more every day. Every day. And I need to speak to someone. I really do. I need help. Because I don't know how to cope. I really don't know how to get past this and move on. Every day of my life, I wake up feeling guilty. I wake up hating myself for doing that.
Oh, now you feel bad."
I had to. I had no choice. Well, I had a choice, but I did it because I wanted to, for my family. But the price is high, more than I thought." Another text message. And yeah. And then that was a voicemail, but then he also sent her a text message that said, "It's consuming me little by little. It's sucking the life out of me. I don't know how to cope. I don't know how to get past this and move on." Sucking the life out of you? You took somebody else's life.
Wow. Oh, so it's all about you now. I see. So not the fact that you killed somebody that really truly thought that he was in love with you. You slashed.
And I think to a point, and I guess to a point, he thought that David was in love with him too.
Yes, definitely. If you're writing a letter saying, okay, he can have whatever he wants, dude, I just don't understand. And I mean, maybe I am just too naive, but I just don't understand how someone can be so brutal with someone you think that loves you. But I mean, maybe I'm naive or whatever. And I mean, you get fucking blinded by greed. We're horrible. I hate humans. Mm-hmm. I like dogs.
Animals. David's defense team argued that all the evidence against him was circumstantial. See, here I had circumstantial, and that there was no physical evidence, which was true. Obviously, there was no DNA.
Circumstantial.
There was no DNA, so there was nothing linking him directly to Jake and the murder. His lawyer would also go on to pretty much say that David had no reason to kill Jake, which is, exactly like you said, that he could just keep milking him for money or go and find another sugar daddy, is what the lawyer said, which is true. Why would he kill him? He gives him everything. Like you said, ¿qué más quiere?
¿Qué más quiere? I mean, he literally gave him everything. He was going to give him a home, but he needed to get rid of him so that he can live. But, my deal is, he was stupid because, you were going to get rid of him, but you didn't even try to do it in a way, I just can't believe he did it himself.
Yeah.
Because if you would think about it, if you want to get rid of some... Well, but you can pay somebody to do it. Why would he want to do it himself? You see what I'm saying?
I guess maybe he didn't, I don't know.
But you see what I'm saying? Why would he do it?
Because he's not smart. That just goes to show you.
If I'm going to kill somebody, and FBI, don't quote me. If I'm going to kill somebody, I mean, I wouldn't do it myself. I don't have the balls to kill somebody. But I'm just saying, like, if he gives you all the money in the world, everything you want, then why not get somebody else to do it? Why do it yourself? I think he was, honestly, I think he was mad at him. Like, he wanted to kill him. Like, he wanted to do it himself. That brought him a rush. I think so. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm just saying. Because if he was already...
And kill him the way that he did.
Yeah, and he was already violent towards Taylor. So if he was already violent, then he already had gotten that power rush. Then you know what? Let me kill this person, stab him 24 times, and slash his throat. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think that, honestly, I think he's just mental, to tell you the truth. He wanted to do that.
Yeah, I did see one news article. I couldn't find it anywhere else, but I'm gonna throw it in there. The lawyer also said that David was sexually assaulted when he was a kid by a family member, and that I don't know.
It was the same.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like a lot of the times, many of these people that we read about or that things happened and they have like
a bad childhood.
Yeah. Childhood, excuse me.
And a lot of people do, but not everybody goes on and...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. A lot of people do. There's a lot of people that have been, a lot of the times people have been molested. Like, do you just keep it to yourself or do you tell somebody?
Obviously, that's not coping with it.
I mean, obviously, it's not coping with it because if you feel like you have to beat the shit out of your girlfriend or that
you don't know if he did it to anybody else either,
exactly. And then not only that, he's an escort. He might have beat somebody else. You never know. Like, he saw a lot of people. Poor Jake. For no, like, why?
He thought he was just gonna retire.
He was about to retire with his person that he was in love with. And he got killed by him. Like, the person that you trust, that's literal backstabbing. Literal. Not really literal backstabbing, but literal front stabbing. Because he stabbed him 24 times. And
almost cut off his throat.
Like, you imagine... I'm not trying to say, but you imagine being in Jake's situation. Exactly. Like, to where somebody is coming at you and you're like, driving, whatever. And then all of a sudden, this person that you know who it is stabbing you. You imagine his last thoughts? Like, I can't. I'm sorry. I just feel... We're horrible. Honestly.
The trial lasted 2 weeks and the jury then...
Can you talk, motherfucker?
Apparently not. I need more coffee.
More coffee. Ya se le acabó el cafecito a la mujer. Yo te la tengo, pero ya está frío. No hay pedo.
The trial lasted 2 weeks and the jury then deliberated for 7 days. David Mesa was found guilty on May 2nd, 2017, which was the 2nd year anniversary of Jake's death.
What the
murder. Of 1 count of 4 domestic violence.
That's brujeria shit. That's brujeria shit because it was on the same day. That's some shit, bro. Like, ¿sabes qué? You're going to remember this fucking day for the rest of your life, pinche David. You're going to remember because what you did to me. Yes, you know what? Brujeria shit.
He was found guilty of 1 count of foreign domestic violence resulting in murder and conspiracy to obstruct justice. He was sentenced on December 11th, 2017 to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Good.
Plus 20 years.
Yes, 20 years.
Which was the maximum penalty for each charge.
Perfect. I love it.
The presiding judge, his name is Judge Miller, gave a reasoning on why he gave the maximum penalty. And this is a direct quote. If we try to visualize blow after blow after blow after slash after slash after slash after blow and repeat another 3 times, one can't even imagine the torture and torment Mr. Merendino experienced. Which is exactly what you said, how he must have felt trying to go help. I'm sure it was David that called him and he knew it was that he thought he was going to go help David. And he comes at you and stabs you.
I mean, honestly, I feel like...
exactly like you had said.
Yeah, like, I feel like, wow, dude, seriously, like, I'm standing here coming to help you for your aid because I'm worried about you, because I think that you love me. Because
it's late. It's late. Es la madrugada.
And I think you love me, and you're gonna do that to me? Like, pobrecito, I can't deal. Yeah. I'm sorry. I feel so bad for him.
He also called the murder an inhumane, depraved act and said that the crime qualifies for a harsh sentence.
Yeah, no,
it's true.
Actually,
it was brutal.
You know what, Judge Miller? You're one of my favorite top 5 people today because you said it exactly what I would say, and I hope that.
It's true. But what do you think about? Okay, so do you think At what point do you think Taylor knew he was going to kill him? Do you think he knew he was going to kill him before? Or he just told her the day of?
I think that, honestly, I think she already knew before. And the reason I say this...
No, because he was going to die of cancer, remember?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I was about to say. The reason I say this is because I think she... let's rewind, though. You imagine, like, talking to you as a wife and being like, my husband comes to me, is like, hey, Barb, I am been sleeping with this guy.
I don't think he told her.
Dude, I think she found out.
I mean, obviously, I don't think he told her.
You don't think he told her?
I don't think he told her.
Okay, so then how do you think the conversation came about? Hey, what's up? I'm going to kill this guy?
Yeah.
Mind you,
because he's his personal assistant.
Yeah, not only that, but he calls him something else. George. So, okay, yeah, you're right. But I'm just thinking...
that's what I think.
Yeah, but in my mind, I think that she knew. She knew.
I wonder if he was like, he's going to die anyways. I'm just going to speed it up a bit, but you're gonna have to help me.
I don't think that she knew the extent of what he was gonna do.
Yes,
I know that for a fact.
Yeah, she found out afterwards, obviously.
And obviously, if she already knew what he was capable of, because he was,
and maybe he was gonna hurt her, and and then
she was pregnant.
She was about to be due. And
then she probably thought she loved him too. So
I mean, porque they still got married. Se casaron right before they were arrested.
Exactly, they got married. So if my husband says, "Hey, you know what? I need you to help me with this," I don't question it. I don't know if I would. I wouldn't be okay with. Maybe he didn't tell her what he was gonna do.
Right, because so they went to go grab his stuff from the hotel and be like, "Oh, Jake's not here, but I need to grab some of his stuff. Let's go get it."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, let's go get it." They were seen crossing over together at the same time.
Dude, honestly, I feel like she was naive. Like she didn't know what they were doing. Honestly.
Well, like you said, she did it. She knew it to a certain extent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She knew it to a certain extent, but I think that he was probably like, "Oh, we're just gonna go pick up this stuff. He needs me to do this because I'm his assistant."
But because she had him lie too. She said that they were at Joe's house.
That's what I'm saying. So then, like,
but she knew they weren't at Joe's house. So obviously, I don't know.
I honestly don't know. This case was crazy.
It's senseless.
It was senseless, and I feel like a lot of cases that we do, all of the cases are senseless. What the fuck? But I mean, going back to the whole thing, I feel like Taylor could have gone to the police a lot earlier, maybe avoided what happened, but she wasn't going to because she was. Scared of him.
Hindsight, we see that, or we think that we would do that, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, you never know. But
I don't kill anybody.
Yeah, I think we just shouldn't kill people. How about that? Or
that give you shit, give you money, give you cars, give you expensive clothes.
Just at any rate, don't kill anybody. Any point. Yeah, I don't think you need to hate somebody that much that you want to kill them. Honestly, because like I said, the way I see it is, Taylor was pregnant. She was waiting for her baby. Heavily pregnant. She was waiting for her baby. She probably was like, you know what? What is he asking me to do? I'm just going to do it. I just want him to pretty much just take care of us, And then they call Joe, and Joe is like, that's where I'm confused though. I don't know. This is something, and one of those things you will never know. Pero usurpadora, big time, bro. Living double life.
And that was today's case.
Of the usurpadora.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, this was our episode. Thank you for joining us.
Muchas gracias. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye. This was Cafecito and Crime.